greatest show on earth.
Clean yourself. Welcome back to the Con Culture Convo, guys. Thank you for joining Tim and I, Chris Bauer, Tim Hyde, sitting right there. We were talking earlier about shows because WasabiCon finally canceled due to the Hurricane Milton that was coming in is now passed, thankfully. I don't know whether or not Jacksonville sustained much damage. I have no idea. I think they were a little bit north of it, but I think it was a good idea that they closed. I know they were taking a strong stance earlier in the week and not going to close, but my whole stance was even if they didn't have damage or flooding, you were going
who's going to show up?
Who's coming? Everyone left Florida. I mean, the epic I-75 traffic pics have been all over the interwebs for the last few days. Everyone left Florida, so they'd be barely just getting back in time. So, but now, not to beleaguer on them, but they canceled, and then there, I believe, was Spooky Empire canceled as well, which they're in Orlando, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Which, as you know, we've talked about canceling on this podcast before. Granted, we talked about it when they only cancel a month out. These are days away. It sucks for vendors, but then again, really you dodged a bullet because, again, what people are going to be able to attend the show? And, you know, and their money's going to be tied up if they have any damage at the house. Whatever they were saving for that con, that's gone. So, yeah, it just kind of... we were talking about that. We're like, you know what? Let's jump on the pod and talk about it. So we're talking about it with you guys.
You guys are joining. You guys are joining the convo.
You're joining the convo. Good for you.
It was like I have one of my guys there, Paxton Kakito, who works for me, and he was halfway there. And I got to send him that lovely text while I was in Spain, by the way. Getting the email and told them to turn around, and I was like, "Here's money back for gas in the hotel, and go back home."
I mean, it could have been worse though. You could have done that show, had no one show up, no one make any money, just keep amassing those expenses, and then you would have been out the show. Now they've pushed the dates back to November next month. And you just kind of have
we're available, so we're available on that one. So it works. I think it'll work out in the long run better for sure.
I think it definitely helps the crowd that was going to come to the show. They're definitely more likely to be able to be there now. So I think it's a good thing.
100%. But yeah, so they're canceled. That's cool. But I wanted to talk to you about something. Anybody who knows me knows I am a huge fan of English drama series and anything similar to it. We're going to transition. This is a word transition, but stick with me here, guys. Stick with me. You'll like it, I promise.
Downton Abbey, the Comic Con.
Oh God, I would
the
so
most
go to
boring
that.
show you'll ever attend.
Oh no, I would so go to that. Oh my God. Okay,
I know you would.
So
you'd be the only one there.
So in your lovely friendly city of Detroit that you grew up near.
I did.
Anybody who knows me knows I'm a friend of Bridgerton. Netflix series. It's phenomenal.
Oh, I didn't hear about this. Yeah.
So they had an event there called the Bridgerton Ball.
Bridgerton, English show full of hot people. What city would you associate with that show? Not Detroit.
Detroit, Michigan.
Not even in the top 10 ways you would make that list would Detroit pop up as the site of the Bridgerton Ball.
Well, if you look at the group that put it on, they literally only put on like hip hop and like dances, stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not really the same demographic. So,
well, doesn't Bridgerton use like modern music, but done with like a harpsichord or whatever?
Yeah, like they did a Taylor Swift,
their whole thing?
A couple of Taylor Swift songs in it, and some other stuff that was. But like you almost can't even tell until like a third or halfway through the song. You're like, oh shit, this is that one song. Blah blah. They do it so well, but it's nothing to do with like a bunch of dudes putting on like you know dances and raves and rap stuff like that. Like which is cool. Like, that's a whole other thing. Yeah. I mean, they like to lose themselves in the music. It's fine.
Okay. Obviously.
But I just
Rap
don't think that
battles.
that group should probably be putting on a Bridgerton thing. It's
Bridgerton
just not the
Ball.
type of thing that I would think. And our
Yeah.
suspicion is correct,
Okay.
because if you go online and look up Bridgerton Ball scam, you're
Yeah.
going to get a lot of fun information.
So it's like
So
the
let me,
pictures of the Fire Festival with the cheese sandwich.
in my opinion, this is just as bad on a smaller scale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, obviously it's
So
not. Fire
basically,
Festival was huge, but this is
so
a smaller
basically, this
version of
was
that.
a giant one night, I assume, one night only party
Yep.
that people were going to come dressed to the nines as characters from Bridgerton or whatever.
Correct.
Okay.
So everybody was going to dress up in a ball. It was supposed to be at this
Yeah.
really nice venue. I forget the name. Finally, can't look it up right now fast enough.
It doesn't matter because it wasn't there.
No. So the first, I guess, red flag for these people was one, the price was over $200
For a party, huh?
Yes,
I mean,
but
it's still within reach of most people, but it's that's a substantial chunk of change.
For that $200, let me tell you what you got. Let me know what you got.
Cheese sandwich.
All right.
Lay it on me.
No, this is what they sold. This is not what happened. This is what they sold you on. Okay.
Got you. This is what they collected $200 for.
Yeah. So you got a lovely night at this, like, it was a really cool kind of like, not like a mansion, but like a vibe of that. It was a building that had a really cool historical feel to it, which would have suited well. You had high-end props and live entertainment, including violinists and harps and all these people playing all this stuff, which is cool.
Right.
And then you had a professional dance person coming in to teach you how to ball dance and line it, like, a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, like it was gonna be cool. No, it was gonna be like where it would like kind of, I guess, show you how and like teach you how to do it with your partners and whatever.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then professional photographers, photography backdrops in front of these things that look like a Bridgerton scene, furniture straight from out of the movie, and then a catered meal as well.
And a Diddy orgy up on the second floor.
At least with that, you would have gotten something.
At least you would have gotten some baby oil.
You did. Drill, baby, drill. Yes. So if you want your, here's your funny thing I heard today joke. I'm going to completely go off tangent here for 30 seconds. Did you know America became the largest oil consumer of thing, and the oil market has dropped off and prices of gases went down so much? You want to know why? Because Diddy got arrested.
I was going to say,
he was the number one oil producer. Yeah,
he was. He definitely had his own.
Let's transition back into Bridgerton, because that's a great transition. So everything that we had talked about, but a few minutes ago, what I described was happening. Let me tell you what actually happened. And this is from every news network on the planet. I covered it and discussed it. So it was $200 to get in, give or take.
Sure.
The venue changed last minute into a non-desirable venue. People that worked at the previous venue, the previous venue, there's people that posted on Instagram when people were saying their stories about it. We're like, oh yeah, like we didn't even know this was happening. So that tells me they actually never booked the venue that they said.
Booked the venue. They found out how much it was, and they're like, pass.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the dinner was undercooked chicken wings that were raw inside, which I don't even know how you could do that, because like chicken wings are so easy. Like you almost can't even overcook them in a way, in an air fryer or whatever. The meals were gross. They were served on like paper plates, and I mean, just totally ghetto. Just so that really cool dancer I was telling you that was coming and was going to teach you guys how to ball dance.
A male stripper.
It was a female stripper that was a pole dancer that literally just pole danced in front of all these people. That's all it was. You can go look up a photo of it online.
$200 have to be paid in singles for this event. Was it 200 singles per person?
So it was just the chick, and she was just dancing on a pole on a G-string, just in front of like a fancy ball. Now, mind you, If you look up photos online, I was very impressed. So many people dressed up to the nine. I mean, they looked
Oh,
phenomenal. These
it's
dresses and suits
Bridgerton.
and stuff. It was great.
Yeah.
Um, the large band that we talked about that they were going to have
Oh
playing
no.
was
It's a
one
guy in his iPod.
violinist, one female violinist that had to play on 3 different floors. So she
No
constantly just had to keep
way.
going up and playing songs left and right. Everybody said they felt really bad for her because she was really trying, but it was by herself, so she can't even make an impact. People are talking, you can't even hear her playing. Like it's just so bad.
What?
Uh, and then that epic like the furniture and
Oh yeah.
the backdrops and stuff. They're literally somebody said that they tagged online that the backdrops to displays that you could get at like Party City and Dollar
Oh
Tree.
right.
All
Super
these like
cheap.
random
Yeah.
tiny shitty little like
Yeah.
knockoff stuff. And she's like, it was
Oh
so
my
bad. Didn't even, and she's
God.
like, it wasn't even the right time in history or the right country. Like it wasn't taking place in England. It was like a
This
French.
wasn't the right time in history for this party.
Yeah, it was literally like, well, no, like the backdrops were from like
Yeah.
16th century France, like chairs and stuff. And you're like, this
Nice.
isn't even, they wouldn't have that in England in the time period. Like, what are you talking about? And like, there were chairs that
So
were from like the 1980s and stuff.
so did the I mean it's old. So did the party go to fruition? Did it last the whole time? Or
So
was there
people
some
got
event
like,
that ended it?
well, I mean, they're supposed to have the big ball at the end. You know, everybody dances and have a
Oh
great
yeah.
time and play music and stuff.
Right.
And but they didn't have anybody to do it because there was one violinist instead of a band.
So
And
did the guy just take
people,
all the admissions and just not show up and just run?
I don't know. I mean,
Because that's the
everybody says that
typical
there's,
thing.
yeah, I don't know anything about that side of it just because, you know,
Yeah.
that's something where like I feel like locals would probably know if the
Right,
group is good
right.
or not or whatever. Even males,
Sure.
females, I don't know who runs the show. I just know the group. But the
Yeah.
best part about it that I laughed like the hardest at was they had a professional photographer there,
Yeah.
and the people are telling me that all he could do was take it on his phone and airdrop it to you. So like if you took these photos, you could airdrop it on his iPhone, but if you had Androids, you couldn't get the photos. He wouldn't email them. They wouldn't do anything at all. You just had to like
I'm trying to
deal with
stay
like
off the
sorry,
grid.
like
I'm not getting an email.
I don't trust those
I don't
Android
trust it.
damn Gmails and Yahoos. Those are
Oh,
crazy.
airdrop it.
Um,
Nice.
but yeah, I mean, it was just
Classic.
you look at it, and it was such a scam, and you see all these people posting photos of it live, and people were just sitting on the floor because there wasn't enough seating. There was like 40 chairs
Yeah.
for like a couple hundred people, and it was just so shitty. And you just feel like you put all this money into something and time and
Yeah.
effort, and like because I'm telling you, you go online and look these dresses and the outfits, they were
Oh yeah.
phenomenal to a point where like these people didn't just go, they didn't have that in their closet and show up to a club.
They had
They
skin in the game.
planned,
They were
and they
gonna
said there's
pay and do it right.
yeah, there's people that came in
Oof.
from like Chicago and like all the places
Yeah.
to go to it because they advertised it really well and it looked
Oh.
really great. And you
Well,
got
this
bait
sounds
and
like
switched
some
hard.
cons that we've done, honestly, where
Yeah.
you think it's all clicking, and then you show up and you're like, "What is happening?" Pretty sure all
So
vendors like it just shows you that it goes over all business. There's always this thing there, a certain type of promoter, whether or not they mean it to, because sometimes I think it happens through just a folly of errors, but sometimes they're real crooks. But
yeah.
we've been there. Like I think all vendors have
So
experienced this.
do you remember in my opinion, it was probably my first real holy shit bad
Yeah.
show that was like sold as this huge thing do you remember that first year of Fandemic in Sacramento that you and I did?
Oh yes. Oh my god. Oh, that's right. Because you and I actually paid extra to
Extra
have
to
the
be at the
front
front.
two booths.
It was like when you walked in the doors, it was to the left was me, to the right was Chris,
Dude,
and like that was it. Like we were gonna
this
kill
was a
it.
con. This was we thought we were going to be drowned in money. This was
Oh,
a con that was put on by Norman Reedus, was part like 50% owner of this show. The guest list was Rooker, Bruce Campbell, Reedus.
stacked.
Like it was like a who's who. And what was that Friday? They opened for VIPs, and we were like, dude, we were so ready for that show to open. They
And they
opened those
announced the
doors.
doors were opening,
We're
and like
like, here it
they're like,
comes.
and like what was it, two
And
or three people?
it was literally two small groups, I think two or three of each, came around the corner and came in. We're like, yes, yes. And then
Did it
crickets.
just? And I remember
And
we
then
both left our booth at the
crickets.
exact same time and walked out, and there
And we
was
ran out to the
nobody.
hallway.
There was
No one.
nobody.
No
Nobody.
one
And
was
I
there.
mean nobody.
And of course, we did the
Oh,
thing of, well, it's an opening day, but no one else showed up to that show. So much so
no.
that on Sunday, Rooker just got on the PA system for a couple hours. Just walked
talking,
around,
shooting the shit,
talking to vendors,
interviewing
the
random
people there.
vendors. Yeah.
Had nothing else to do. That was, and they still did more of those shows. That goes to show you can have the worst start and somehow it not ruin you. Because I think they did multiple cities after that. One of them was
Houston.
in Houston,
Yeah,
and it got taken out by a hurricane. I know they had to cancel it one year
sounds
because
about
of the
right.
hurricane.
They probably are better off getting hit by a hurricane than going to that show. But fuck,
I think they're gone now. I don't believe there's any more Fandemics around.
No, they were all somehow probably
that first one. That was brutal, dude.
I mean,
brutal.
we lost our asses on that. Oh my god!
Oh, made no money. It was horrible.
And I drove like 6 hours. So you went way far, but like I only drove 6 hours and I still lost like $1,000.
That was in California, sir. I drove from Kentucky, so I don't even want to hear it. That was a bad show.
So Fandemic was my shittiest show, that, where I felt like I got the most bang because the booths were like $1,200. That was the scam.
Extra. Yeah,
oh my god,
it was $1,000, and then the extra $200 got us front placement, and we were right across from each other.
Do you remember who sold you those booths? Do you remember who sold you those booths?
I'm trying to remember.
Joe Vino Sr. No. Yeah,
that's right.
Yep.
I forgot Joe was in. Oh no, boy, does that track.
Yeah. Now I will say this: he did redeem himself for both of us because he did get us in. He did get us into a couple other shows and get us good spots at Rose City, I believe it was.
He did actually. That's a good point. After that,
he took care of us on that. For
I
sure.
do like Joe,
and he acknowledged it. Yeah, he acknowledged
that's
that it was
funny.
He
was in there.
That's he was right. The guy. He was their vendor coordinator. Yeah, he did. 10,000 easy.
So I was at the last Space City Con in Houston and this was a situation where the promoter really was a crook. So he had padded the guest list. It was going to be the first full Sons of Anarchy cast reunion show. It was right after the show had ended. And Charlie Hunan, whatever. Who plays Jax Teller? Hunanani? He had never done a con. They had the full cast. I mean, every single person, down to people that were extras. There was at least 60 of them in that cast. They were touted to be there. This guy, when the actors got there to their hotels, they had to pay with their own credit cards. He had taken every dime. And by the time midday on the second day, the actors quit signing autographs because not a single person had gotten a guarantee or a free room, one free room. They were paying for their own meals. Yep. This guy had taken all the cash, put it into a suitcase, called the cops, and had them escort him and his wife out back to his Tesla.
Yeah, into the new Tesla, brand new Tesla they bought before the show. Yeah.
With the suitcase of money and just left the show. It was turmoil. Like, I've never seen a show like that. Literally, like, this guy had every intent of stealing this money. He wasn't paying a single person a dime, and he pulled it off, dude. I could not believe he pulled it off. He truly did.
Do you know where he is today?
He's dead.
He is dead.
He died. Yeah.
That piece of shit honestly deserved it.
No one killed him, but amazingly,
he died of cancer. Apparently, it was very painful.
Cancer. Oh, there you go.
And he struggled at the end, which I think is karma.
He did try to come back though. He named it something else, and it was like a year or two before he died. He announced a show, and it wasn't in Houston; it was in Texas. And then someone immediately found like some taxes form or something for the show, and it was George something, I forget his name, but it had the name on it, and
The
they posted all over the
George
socials.
Santos? Is that his name?
It was George Santos. No, it was, but he posted the name all over and everyone was like, "Nope, nope, not that. We're never doing that again." And the show never happened. But yeah, that was epically horrible.
I felt bad because I've never seen someone get so shit on so hard, dealing with so much stuff. Was the vendor coordinator? God, what's his name?
Oh yeah, what was his name?
What is his name,
dude?
I'm friends with him on Facebook.
I walked up and he was being just screamed at by about 30 people. It was like watching Pete do those Wizard World Sunday morning meetings back in the day, if you remember those.
Or like mine.
Except these people had legit reasons to scream at him. I forget his name though. He did his best. God love him. Yeah, wherever he is.
Shout out. He just got married, so congratulations.
Oh, really?
Is
he still doing
he's always really nice. Yeah, he does like space cons, like NASA and
literal space cons.
Yeah, like little space shows, and he has like
he probably doesn't want to go near comic fans again.
Yeah, Star Trek.
Amazingly, one last note about that show: all the vendors killed. Because once all the celebrities quit signing autographs, everybody, all the attendees came in and were like, well, guess we'll just spend money with you. It was actually ended up being a great show for me, Luke.
Yeah, the one thing that I guess he kind of messed up on is he didn't take a ton of pre-sale for the celebrity stuff. So a lot of people are saving up cash to go do their photo ops because that's what it was
100%.
Cash only. And then when none of that happened,
they
were like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go spend money," and they spent money. Exactly. I mean, we did really well at that show. It was my best bomb show ever.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, so it was. That I guess it just goes to show you that no matter what business you're in, there's going to be bad actors, and there's going to be people where they just had bad luck. Sometimes shows don't work. Sometimes you have to cancel shows. Sometimes
you said, what did you say? Bad what?
Bad actors. Bad people.
Isn't the term bad apples?
Well, that is a term as well, but bad actors is also a term. Not bad acting, as in
you're one of them. You're one of them.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks, Tim. I act like I like you really well.
Oh, you're a phenomenal actor. I didn't test it. Your career is stellar, and you're fifth-rate horror movies from Kentucky. But
no, that's a term. Bad actors, bad apples. It's all. It's all
that.
Either way, it describes people that have bad intent, but they're saying the things you need to hear.
Yeah,
but they don't really mean them. So. Yeah.
Well, what do you think was the worst thing? Because what was it? There was one you told me about that your people you work with. That was the DashCon.
Yeah, my artists were at that one. That was in Connecticut.
Please tell us about that. Pass that on. That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but I think a lot of you guys have already. Well, here's the thing: you guys have seen it referenced at a year doesn't go by that I don't see a cosplayer walking around as a ball pit. And that's because they're cosplaying DashCon. And it kills me every time that it's still alive and it's still kind of in that. It's like a little historical footnote in con history.
Well, tell us what happened. Someone dresses. For people who don't know. All you
Cliff notes of it. Because I was not there. My artists were there. Cliff notes of it right before the show started, or maybe after the first day of the show. I can't remember. They asked everybody to come into this big ballroom or big auditorium there at the convention center. Locked the doors behind everyone. Not kidding. Got up on stage and said, we need to raise, I want to say it was 20,000 or some huge number. We need to raise that right now so that we can pay for this con. And no one leaves until we raise the money. And if you give a certain amount, you get extra time in this ball pit we've set up over here. Swear to God. That's where it came from. Needless to say, it was like that Office episode where Michael has the pizza delivery boy in the boardroom. They realized they were kidnapping hundreds of people and finally let everybody out. They did not raise the money. Some people got some time in that ball pit, though. And the ball pit, out of everything from DashCon, lives on in cosplays at least once a year. Somebody's going to have it on. And it's the best thing ever. Yeah, there it is. It's memes. It's memes now.
Literally, I just put in DashCon. That was the first thing that showed up. That was 10 years
because
ago.
the ball pit. I know.
Never
It's at least 10 years
forget.
ago.
Never
forget the ball
forget.
pit. It just goes to show you. And you know what's funny? You can almost imagine these guys pitching this to each other like, we got to do something. What do you guys think we should do? And one guy's like, I got this.
In my backyard.
Hold on, guys. Here's what you guys do. Go get everybody. Get them to the auditorium. I'm taking care of this. And literally pitched kidnapping as a way to raise money. Turns out it is a good raise to raise money. It just didn't really happen.
I wonder how much they actually raise. I don't know. I never talked about that.
I'm sure. You know what? I'll bet you there's a Wikipedia page for it. It probably tells the whole story. I don't know how legit it would be, but it was something else. But it's become legend. So as you guys know, but we say all that to sum this up. Good on WasabiCon for finally coming to their senses. Hopefully the people of Florida did not suffer too badly from Milton. I saw the Tampa Bay Rays stadium got destroyed.
Oh my God, it got destroyed.
Yeah. So that's horrible, and there's a lot of damage to it. But I think that was the right move for the cons that were in Florida this weekend to go ahead and cancel. So
I mean, just everybody that's been impacted by Hurricane Helen and Milton. You know, our thoughts are with you. It sucks. I mean, it's all of us. I can't leave north now. I have to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours out of my way to go north because all of Asheville's completely gone.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, that freeway, I don't know when it's going to come back. 40 is a big road and it is fucked.
Huge. It's crazy how bad that city. And I don't think anyone even thought of that city as being, oh, that's going to get hit hard. It was just, it got annihilated.
They said, I watched a guy talk about this. The Bowman Mansion is stunning too. If you ever go, they said they didn't have enough damage to where they think they should be able to do some Christmas stuff, which will be great. I'm going to go out there and try and support them and go because I've been looking forward to doing the Christmas stuff. And now I kind of feel like I have to go.
Yeah, really.
And then I heard though that they were describing how it happened. And it was crazy that the power of the wind and the force of the wind were making certain rivers go backwards and go uphill, a river go uphill because it was so strong and howling so quickly around that it pushed all of up. And that's when it all came crashing down and just went all everywhere and just crazy.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
man.
Insane. And whoever, I mean, that's where people that live where I live in Greenville and other places in the Carolinas, that's where they go during the hurricane.
Vacation. Yeah.
They get out there during a hurricane. They go there. Dude, it's 2,000 feet up. Nothing's going to happen. Are you out of your mind? I mean, it's just crazy.
So now it's Noah's Ark. And it's, it's crazy, man. Anyway.
It's crazy. But
we just figured you guys would enjoy this discussion. I know you guys have. Please do share your cons that have been like that. Either run by just a folly of errors or actually a bad promoter. Drop them in the comments.
Unless it's Anime Town.
Yeah, unless it's Anime Town Greenville. We already know about that one.
We're coming back bigger and stronger, baby. I promise you. Come back. Give me another chance. Okay, boo. We love you.
There we go. Tim's there for your money. Anyway.
All of it. Every penny.
Anyway. Knock yourself out. Jump in the comments. Talk to us about it. Join the convo. And we'll see you guys next week.
Don't take my tagline. Join the convo.
I just took it. You can't say it now. I took it.
Join the convo. Right. Last one.
See you guys.
Join the convo.